Okay, made a start on the next little project, which is to fit a tacho to the Clarke lathe. Got one of these little generic things, they're all over eBay. Little readout. That's the link cable that clicks in the back there, and that's the actual reader. There's a magnet in there somewhere, or the pickup rather. So we've got that already, and yeah, that wasn't a lot of money, can't remember, 20 quid, maybe less, something like that. And got one of these little ABS boxes to put it in. I've already started doing the cutout for it, so that will slip in there. I'm just gonna, I think I've got some silicone somewhere, I'll just run some silicone around that before I click that in place. So that will all sit nicely in there, and I think I'm going to mount that probably on there, I think. So it's at that sort of angle. I can then drill a hole through the back for the electrics to go in, and the pickup will obviously go in there. Gonna have to pick that up off the spindle pulley somehow. Figure that one out. Yeah, so I think that'll be a handy little addition just to see the RPM. Would be nice. Right, I've just put that magnet on there and spun it around, and it doesn't seem to move, so I don't think I'll need to epoxy that on or anything. We'll have to see how that goes. I've bent the little bracket that came with it, and I've sort of, well, I want to get two fixings in it, so I have to do a bit of a complicated bend, and hopefully that will bolt in there somewhere. And yeah, I'll have to line it up properly, and hopefully that will work. Okay, and then I can run the wire round, and it will come straight out here into the box, so the wires will be kept fairly short anyway in there. So the next thing to do would be to drill a couple of holes just to mount that on and get it all lined up. Obviously the magnet I can just move around where I want. Anything, just wonder whether that will affect the balance on that. If it does, I think that's a sleeve there, this outer piece. I can take that off and maybe counterbore that magnet in there. Definitely won't move then, but yeah, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I've got not too much clearance there. If not, I'll have to rebend the bracket. We'll make another one. But there's not a lot of rubbing. That's quite a long sensor really. So I'm going to sort of tuck the wire right up tight to get it close. But yeah, we'll fix that on and see how that goes. It's probably better the bracket. The bend I had to sort of doing that. There. A little ABS box mounted there, just a couple of M4 bolts going through. This is the wire which comes from the sensor, which is right in there, and just got that mounted, a couple of M5s with some nylocks so they don't come loose, and on the back of that, back of those fixing M4s for the box, I've got a couple of dome nuts on there. I think I should have enough room for changing belts. Just go through there, if not I'll just have to move out of the way, readjust it. The gap there I think the maximum you can have is 10 mil. That's about 8, I believe. As far best as I can measure it anyway. But I can just bend this a little bit more if I needed to. And the wire's all in there, out of the way. So that's practically that piece in there done. I've got a power supply here, which is not sure what that was off. Yeah, can't remember. Might have been for a guitar pedal or something. Yeah, that's 9 volt and 0.65 amps, so that should be okay. That unit takes from 8 to 24. This thing will focus. Yeah, 8 to 24, 30 milliamps, so power supply should be okay. I have amongst my bits and pieces found a socket for that. I was going to wire it in, hardwire it, but if that isn't powerful enough, I can then easily get another one and just plug it straight in. So I've just got to mount that somewhere, then I can wire it all in. It's all the wiring done. That's my little power socket. Just soldered and heat shrinked all these onto this, which is the connector that goes into the back of the unit, and that's the wiring diagram I used. Didn't actually get one with it, but they seem to be fairly universal, so that's one I copied off Google. So I'll just plug it all in, screw down the top, and we'll give it a test. Right, it's all fixed in, got the power plugged in, switch that on. Hopefully there's a little bit of a reflection off the lights, but hopefully you can see that. A little bit closer, oh, that's better. Right, we'll just see what this thing actually is spinning at. It's supposed to be, I think that's supposed to be 1000 RPM on the settings I've got on the pulley at the moment. For some reason, must be too far away. Let's have a look at that again. I'll have to move that magnet. Right, I've just moved that sensor much closer. It's probably about 4 or 5 mil from the magnet. Just had to bend the bracket a little bit to get it closer. Not much of a problem, so we'll give it a go now. There you go. Just take a little bit of time to pick up the actual speed. But there you are, 1041. Seems to be holding steady. Once we put some load on there. Yeah, just put the lead screw on, so yeah, that just dropped down to 1040. Put the power feed on. Yeah, 1041 without. Yeah. Oh, 1040. Yeah, sort of jumping around there. But yeah, it's working anyway. Well, I can test it at some of the other belt settings and see what we get now. Yeah, it takes a while to update, doesn't it? There we go, 0. Right, well that seems to be working okay. Yeah, Just have to, it does say in the instructions that, or the spec, 10mm magnet to sensor distance, but yeah, in reality I think that's nearer 5 actually if you need to do this. But yeah, happy with that. I wonder if I had a more powerful transformer power feed, whether I get a slightly brighter display. Might be something worth looking at. Like I say, that one's only 9V at the moment. That unit will take up to 24V, so it's 8 to 24V, so we're right at the lower limit. Yeah, but so that's the tack fitted.